hip shit on the shelf. Cause the way the real wealth is being real itself. Like I haven't seen the glory of the coming of the left. I can't do it by myself, so I'm asking for help. It's time to switch it up, put the hip shit on the shelf. Cause the way the real wealth is being real itself. Like I haven't seen the glory of the coming of the left. I can't do it by myself, so I'm asking for help. Money, more.
All you got is not all being wealthy. Like Kanye West says, having money is not everything. Not having it is. No, Deuteronomy 8:18 says God gives us the ability to create wealth. No, it's the love of money that's the root. You don't want money so much, why don't you have to go to work? What you like to do is get involved in all these things. I'm just trying to leave a legacy for money. Not everything, but when you got it, you can do some cool stuff. Now, your host for Talking Money in the Morning, financial health mentor to the working class, Greg Cortez.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome to Talking Money in the Morning. I am your host and main man, H. Cortez, the one and only financial health mentor to the working class. Good morning, Periscope. Good morning, YouTube. Good morning, Facebook. Wherever you're catching the show at live this morning, it is certainly a pleasure, a privilege, and an honor for me to be able to present to you this morning. I certainly love bringing these shows to you each and every morning because it is my goal to give you something that's going to feed you so that you can go out and do what it is that you do. So do me a huge favor. If you're tracking us on Periscope, I want you to pump this out to your followers, invite them to come on over to the show this morning and get some tips because today we're talking about why credit really matters. And no, it's not just to buy stuff, right? We're going to talk about the power of credit and why it really matters. So if you're on Periscope, push this out to your followers. I certainly appreciate it. If you're on YouTube, go ahead and share the link. If you're on Facebook, of course, you can watch right inside your news feed. So do me a huge favor and share this on your timeline and get other folks tracking because we will truly bring you some good value this morning, as we do each and every morning. And like I like to start the show off, I want to let you know exactly who this show is for. This show is for Periscope. It is for the risers and grinders, the real go-getters, the everyday hustlers. And I'm not talking about your street hustlers, though street hustlers could be included, but I'm talking about the people who getting up every morning, going to build and work on that legacy of theirs that they're going to leave behind. I'm talking about the one who's hauling those bricks each and every day, and they're just laying one brick at a time, over and over and over, and they're checking the level. They're making sure this thing is straight. They're making sure the foundation is laid, and they're grinding. This show is for you, my friend, because I want you to know that you can build wealth. You can get up from the place that you are right now, and you can move forward. I don't care where that place is, even if you're laying flat on your back. If you can look up, you can get up, as a famous motivational speaker likes to say. So you can definitely build wealth, and I'm here to help you, give you the strategies to help take your financial situation to another level. And really, I want to help shoot it through the stratosphere, because there is no reason, with all the resources that God has put on this earth and that God has put in this earth, meaning inside of each and every one of you, you should not be struggling or living anywhere close to poverty. Now, just like I always like to say who the show is for, let me say who the show is not for. If you have a problem with money, and the fact that I just said money and wealth about 13 times in the last 30 seconds, this show is not for you. In fact, you might want to check out yesterday's shows where we talked about what the heck is your problem with money, right? Because people have a weird relationship with money, and it causes them to judge other people who want to achieve a wealthy position a little strangely as well. So unfortunately, my friends, I'm probably going to say money another 300 times in the next 26 minutes. So this show may not be for you if you're only here to listen to or validate why you can't stand money, or people that are aspiring to be wealthy or wealthy people. Show is not for you. All right. Today's show sponsor is National Credit Educational Services. And what I love about this company is they do provide true credit restoration. There's a difference between credit repair and credit restoration. Sometimes credit repair wipes everything off your credit and you have no history. And guess what? Part of your credit score is that history. Credit restoration restores the history that you currently have to a good state. So you can go to credit.financialhealthmentor.com to learn more about how they can help you repair your credit. Restore your credit on your own, or they can help you do it for you for a flat fee, I think, of $350. So you can't beat that, especially after today's show. When you understand why credit really matters, then you will understand that paying $350 to get someone to get that credit restored for you will be well worth the investment. Or they give you all the education. If you have the time, you can read up on the education and you can actually do it yourself. So again, welcome to the show. I am your main man, H. Cortez, financial health mentor to the working class. You're checking out Talking Money in the Morning live. In today's episode, I believe we're on episode number 11, and we're talking about why credit really matters. So without further ado, let's get on into today's show. Now, most people understand a little bit about credit, but not everybody understands why it really matters, right? So that's what we're going to talk about. We know that it takes credit to make large purchases and things like that. We know that your credit score is extremely important, becoming increasingly more important because now your credit score is being reviewed even if you want a job. So from that standpoint, we know credit matters. When you want to buy a home and finance something over a long period of time, we know credit matters because the longer you finance something, the more interest you're actually going to pay, and your credit determines or dictates the rate of interest that you pay. So we know that credit is important when we're talking about financing things. And then the book I read talks about a person's name is more valuable than precious metals, gold and silver and diamonds and precious jewels, right? So your credit is a picture of your name, right? Your credit is a picture of your name, and it's usually reduced to a score, and there's a lot of things that factor into that score. So the length of time you've had credit, the frequency of which you've paid your creditors on time, also the amount of credit that has been extended to you and how you use that credit. So for instance, if you got $1,000 credit limit and you spend $999 every month, it doesn't matter if you pay off that $999 every month. The future creditors are going to look at the fact that this person may not be in the best financial state if they have to use almost their entire credit line every month. So that pretty much means that you are actually spending more money than you actually make. So that's not a good sign. So the amount of credit that is extended to you, and also the amount of credit, the amount of that credit that has been extended that you use on a regular basis. A good rule of thumb is to be around 30 to 33%. So if I had $1,000 line of credit, then I never want to take that thing over $350 per month. And I want to leave that $650 as available credit. And I definitely want to pay off that $350 each and every month, so I don't incur any interest payments. So those are a combination of the things and a few other things that factor in to what your picture of your name looks like. And again, we're talking about your name being more precious than silver and gold. And that's what that means. That means your credit, your reputation, your integrity in your finances. That's what credit really represents, and that's why it really matters, because we're talking about the picture of your name. What rings out when someone mentions your name. And I forgot to mention, guys, if you guys want to track with the show, you have questions or comments, then go over to the Financial Health Mentor Twitter feed and just tweet me at Cortez Springer on Twitter. Again, that's at Cortez Springer, and you got to make it direct. Don't put it in a feed. Just tweet at Cortez Springer, and I can get your question or comment. And if it's appropriate, we can read it here on the show as we're tracking live. So I just want to get that out there really quickly. So we're talking about credit and why credit really matters. And let's get into some of the things that really benefit you. So we know that the credit score is a picture of your reputation and your fiscal integrity, so to speak, how you handle money. That's what the credit score is. And the credit score is now what's primarily used to dictate whether someone is going to extend credit to you and also how much credit they're going to extend to you and the terms of that credit, how much they're going to charge you for that credit, right? That's powerful to know because if you're like me, I've always said, man, I'm going to be rich, so I don't need to worry about no doggone credit. I wouldn't pay my bills on time because I'm thinking that, hey, the day's going to come when I got enough money where I'm just going to pay everything cash, so I don't need to worry about that and let my credit get completely jacked up, right? So the picture of my name, someone said, H. Cortez Springer, that name said fiscal irresponsibility, fiscal lack of integrity, right? Because of the way I manage credit and not understood how this credit worked. We all know how most of us got into credit, right? You're in college, you're on the college campus, and they say, hey, man, I'll give you a new book bag, I'll give you a new water bottle, I'll give you a new toaster for your room if you just sign up for this card, right? Freshman in college, no income, and they say, oh, you don't got no income, but do your parents give you money every now and then? Like, oh, yeah. Okay, well, that's good enough. And right there on the spot, they're able to get you into debt, and you have no idea what you're getting yourself into for the most part because nobody is teaching us why credit really matters. All right, so give me a second to get a quick swallow of water. So let's get into it. Why does it really matter? Now, we talked about how it's used. We talked about some things that you can use it for to benefit you, but this show is about money. I like to talk about building wealth. And the reason credit really matters to me now more than it ever has is because there's a saying in my community where I grew up. They always say it takes money to make money, right? Some of you guys may have heard that saying before, especially if you grew up in the inner city and in the streets. That's kind of street lingo. Takes money to make money. But nobody ever said that it had to be your money, right? It does take money to make money, but nobody ever said it had to be your money. And here's what I mean. Many people are using credit to buy things that will never make them a dime. I'm gonna say it again. Many people are using credit to buy things that will never make them a single solitary dime. All right. So the reason credit really matters to me is because you can use other people's money strategically to build wealth for yourself. And then you can take other people's money that is coming in to pay off that credit card. Perfect example, or to pay off that credit, whether it's a credit card or a line of credit or whatever. The perfect example would be using the bank's money to finance a duplex. All right, you use the bank's money to finance a duplex. So the bank has bought you an asset. Not use the bank's money like a credit card and buy a TV. That TV is not going to make you a single dime. But you use the bank's money to buy an asset like a duplex. You rent one of the units out so that your renter, your tenant, pays the bank back their money. And then you get to live for free. And then on top of that, when the loan is completely paid off, you get to keep the asset. So you use other people's money to buy the asset, and you use other people's money to pay for the asset. So you use other people's money to finance the asset, and then you use somebody else's money to pay the finance charges for the asset, and you get to keep the asset. So to me, my friend, that's why credit really matters, because you can literally build wealth for yourself using other people's money. But guess what? If your credit score is in the tank, it's not going to work that well. Why? Because in that same example, if my credit score is in the tank, will the bank still finance me that house? Yes, they will finance me that duplex. And can I still rent out the one unit and live in the other for free? Yes, but guess what? If my credit score is in the tank, the interest rate that I'm going to be charged for borrowing that money is going to be sky high. When that interest rate is sky high, that means I will have to charge a sky high rent in order to get that to pay off. So if my interest rate is high, then I may be charged $1,000 a month to service that financing. I may not be able to charge $1,000 a month in rent for that other unit. But if my credit score is where it should be, 720 or higher, I can basically get the same financing for the same duplex with a lower interest rate and maybe only be charged $400 a month to service that financing. Then I can turn around and rent the unit for $600 a month, which may be where it is in the market, and I can still live in the other unit for free. So you see, credit is very important, and it matters in the big scheme of things of you building long-term wealth. Let's talk about another scenario, talking about why credit really matters, because credit can either be your sidekick on your superhero journey to building wealth and leaving a legacy for your family, or it could be the sidekick of the creditor who's playing the role of supervillain to prevent you from building wealth. All right, I'm gonna say that again. Credit could be your sidekick. All right, you could be Batman, and credit could be your Robin and your superhero's journey to building wealth and leaving a legacy for you and your family. Or credit could be your creditor's sidekick, and they can play the role of supervillain and prevent you from building wealth. The choice is 100% in your lap. The ball is in your court. So you decide whether credit is going to be your sidekick, or whether you're going to allow it to be the sidekick of your creditors. So we want to help you get your credit score up. There's a few things that you should be doing on a regular and consistent basis. We talked about number one earlier is whatever line of credit that you have, you never want to max out that line of credit. You only want to use about 33% of that credit, right? Each and every month. And again, you want to make sure that you pay that credit off each and every month. I never let it go. And then one thing that you also want to understand is you want to understand your credit cycle and not just your billing cycle. Sometimes you can pay your bill by the date that the bill is done, but the credit cycle may be 2 days later. So sometimes you pay that credit bill and then you start charging on that credit card again, but you haven't entered a new credit cycle, and that could hurt your score. All right. You also want to make sure that you check your credit report on a regular and consistent basis, right? Sometimes the way the credit reporting agencies work is a creditor can report to them negative credit, and they will report that without a notification to you, without a contestment from you, and it just shows up on your report. So if you're not watching your report on a regular basis, people can be putting all sorts of negative things on your report without you having the ability to contest. But guess what? That is your absolute right to contest anything that shows up on your report. But you won't know that if you're not looking at your report on a regular basis, right? Let me see, what else can you do to help monitor and maintain your score? Don't fall for the Do you want to apply for a store charge card every time you're at the checkout counter in somebody's store? Because those inquiries on your credit report could affect your score and have a negative impact, because they're going to say, why is this person constantly applying for lines of credit, right? So those are just a few tips that you can use if you want to understand why credit really matters. But to get more details on how you can better manage your credit, then of course go to credit.financialhealthmentor.com and check out the National Credit Educational Service, where they will educate you on all the tips on how to improve your score, how to restore your credit, and then they also provide a service where they will do it for you for one flat fee. So we're talking about why credit really matters. And again, if you're just tuning in, I'm H. Cortez, financial health mentor to the working class, wealth building strategist, author, entrepreneur, husband, father, friend, son, all of those things. I wear many, many, many hats, and I'm proud to do it. But thank you for tuning in this morning, and we're talking about why credit really matters. So those are some of the things that you can do to improve your score, because now that you have a good personal credit score, 720 or higher, that easily translates to you being able to get business credit. And you guys know that I'm all about building an asset first and buying your asset second. So what I mean by that is use your resources, your God-given talents and abilities to build a business. That is an asset. When you're building a business, that's an asset. So use your abilities to build an asset. And when you have a good credit score, then you can personally secure any business credit. Now you get the lines of credit that you need to better operate your business, to grow your infrastructure, to increase your inventory, to expand, and all of those sorts of things. And you can take your business to another level, because for me, it's all about cash, asset, cash. Every time you get your hands on some cash, you buy, build, or invest in some sort of asset that's going to bring you back more cash. So we're talking about you knowing why credit really matters, and you not using credit to buy junk. You're buying a TV, you're buying a couch, you're buying clothes, you're buying groceries on credit. None of that stuff is going to bring you any money to help you pay back the creditors that loaned you the money in the first place. So if you're going to use credit, why not use that credit to buy or build some sort of asset? That's why credit really matters to me, is because while it does take money to make money, nobody ever said it has to be your money. You can 100% finance your wealth building journey, and if you have your credit right and you understand why credit really matters. So those are some of the things that we wanted to bring to you this morning. Again, you can always go to credit.financialhealthmentor to get free credit education on how to restore your own credit, or you can partner with them and they will help you restore your credit for one flat fee and boost that credit score up for you. So doesn't look like we have anybody tracking on the Twitter feed. Again, if you got questions or comments in these last 7 minutes or so, you can go to the Financial Health Mentor Twitter feed and text me at Cortez Springer, CORTEZSPRINGER, whether you're watching live or you got a question or comment. If you're watching the replay, but credit is extremely powerful. We like to teach that the tax code is the #1 wealth building tool in all of the world, and credit is probably a very, very close second as a #2 wealth building tool in all the world. But it starts with you understanding it, understanding how to maintain your credit score and maintain your good name. Because again, the Bible says a good name is better than silver and gold. And guess what? Once that good name is tarnished, sometimes it's difficult to restore that good name. I know, because I messed up my name in the world of credit. If someone runs the credit of H. Cortez right now, they're going to say there's a lot of fiscal lack of integrity there. There's fiscal irresponsibility there because of my history and because no one taught me why credit really matters. And that's why I want to bring this show to you today, so you not only know the importance of credit, why it matters, you know how to maintain it, you know how to build it, but more importantly, you know how to effectively use it to build wealth and create a legacy to leave behind for your family by using other people's money. So that's, you know, what credit really means to me and how you can use it. And again, it's becoming more and more prevalent in the employment world. So now sometimes employers don't want to deal with you because they're saying, if you have a poor credit score, again, what does that say about your name? All right, that says your name lacks integrity in the area of your finances. Your name proves to be irresponsible in the area of your finances, and they may believe that will bleed over into your employment, right? So one more quick swig of water, and we're gonna wrap this thing up. So on the other hand, when you have a good credit score, they're saying here's a person with fiscal responsibility, with fiscal integrity. Then they naturally believe that you are that's going to bleed over into your employment, which makes you a good, solid candidate for partnering with them and their company. Credit is good for strategic partnerships in business. I'm not going to partner with anybody who's got a credit score the way mine currently looks, right? That's why I'm dealing with the National Credit Educational Service to get that improved. But you could miss out on an opportunity to have the money, to have the means, to have the education and the knowledge to partner with someone strategically to build wealth with a partner. But if your credit is jacked up and I'm your potential partner, yes, we're putting all of that on the table. What does your credit history look like? Because that's going to affect our ability to do business. So you could be missing out on strategic partnerships because of your credit. You could be missing out on a lot of things because of a negative credit. And I get it. Some people just have not been educated on what it means to build their credit periscope. Some people have not been educated on the importance of maintaining their credit. They just figure that, hey, I'm poor anyway. I'm in poverty anyway. So if I got bad credit, I don't got no money. So none of that matters. Well, guess what? Part of the reason that you don't have any money is because you don't understand credit. You don't understand why it really matters and how you can use it to build wealth and create a legacy for your family. So these last couple minutes, I just want to give another shout out to my sponsor for today's show, National Credit Educational Services. You can go to credit.financialhealthmentor.com, learn more about their system. It basically gives you all of the education that you need to fix your credit yourself. And I love that because that's how I am. I will give you the education that you need to do it yourself. But if you want to partner with me and get on this wealth building journey, then I can walk you by the hand and we can go step by step. But it's not a requirement that you partner with me. That's why I do these shows every morning for free, so that I can teach and educate you to get up, get out, and get something, to take the knowledge and use and do this on your own. Well, National Credit Education Services, Educational Service does the same thing. They give you the education you need to fix your own credit, but if you want them to do it for you, they will do your credit restoration for you for a one-time flat fee of $350. And now that you know why credit really matters and the importance of credit, I don't think that you will believe, I think you know that $350 to get your credit score in order and be educated on how to continue to build up on it once they restore it, I don't think that is a bad price to pay. So guys, a last thing, I just want to leave you with this. I'm aggressively expanding my financial education franchise. I'm looking for people who may want a business in the financial education space. If that is you, then I want you to text the word franchise to 314-874-6887. The right person can plug into this system and generate anywhere from $25,000 to $50,000 in the next 6 to 12 months part-time. So I'm looking for people to partner with in that capacity. We are right at the bottom of the hour. I certainly welcome you. Thank you guys for coming to hang out with me for this half hour. Tomorrow we have an exciting show for you where we'll bring in the certified financial educator Evan Jefferson of ERGJ Enterprises, and he's going to be talking about or taking the sting out of stocks, right? A lot of people are scared to invest in the stock market. Well, he's going to break down why that is a good idea, something that you should be learning about, and give you a couple tips on picking a good stock. So tomorrow's show is taking the sting out of stocks. So definitely subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Follow me on Periscope at Cortez Springer. Like the fan page on Facebook, Financial Health Mentor, so that you get the notifications on these shows, because tomorrow's show, you don't want to miss it as we bring in Evan Jefferson, and he's going to really lay it down on the importance of using developing a stock portfolio. And also for those of you who already have a 401k plan, here's a great service to dig into that 401k plan with you, educate you on some things on how to manage that money. A lot of us just put money into a 401k and we don't know what it's doing, how it's performing, where it's going, and he can help you with all of that kind of stuff. So I'm excited about tomorrow's episode where we bring ERGJ Enterprises founder, Mr. Evan Jefferson, to the show, and he's going to give you some tips and take the sting out of stock. So until I talk to you guys tomorrow, I'm your main man, H. Cortez, Financial Health Mentor to the working class. I want you to get your money up because you absolutely can do it. Peace out.